Hey, it's Donny. Hey. Today we're going to talk about the major triads and the patterns they follow and how you can find them around the neck and you won't ever be lost. The shapes just keep repeating and keep changing based on where you start with your one, but your one is always surrounded. So if you're going up the neck, you always have a 4 right next to it, and a 1 and a 4 share one note. And if you're going down the neck, you always have a 5 right next to it, and a 1 and a 5 share one note. There's one thing you need to understand. When you have any key in music, you have 7 notes. Out of those 7 notes, you only have 3 major chords. You have your 1, your 4, and your 5. Those are the only major chords in a key. Then you have 3 minor chords and you have 1 diminished chord. We're not going to talk about those today. I just recently did a lesson on a super cool, super helpful shape that shows you where your 1, 4, 5 is all around the neck, and you can use it in any key. So we're going to take a 1 here, and that's on our 5th fret of our A string, and that's a D note. Right below that is your 4 on your D string. And then if you go up a whole step, you have a 5, which is on your 7th fret of your D string, and then right below that you have a D again, which is your 1 again. So you always have a 4 right below your 1. You always have a 5 a whole step up and down a string, and then right below your 5 is always your 1 again. With that knowledge, if you do it backwards, you have a 1, and then right above your 1 is always a 5. And then down a whole step you have a 4, and then above that 4 is always a 1. So with that little shape is going to base our knowledge of where to find these triads off, because we have that shape. So if you're going up the neck, you're going down towards the bridge, it's chronological order. You have a 1, a 4, and a 5. It's always in chronological order if you're going up. If you're going down the neck and you start here, you have a 1, 5, 4, and then another 1. So it's 1, 5, 4. You're basically going backwards, going towards the headstock. We're going to do this in the key of D major. We're going to start with this D major triad here on your D, G, and B string at the 7th fret. I'm not going to go over all the frets that I'm fretting, but I am going to put chord charts on the screen so that you can stop the video if you need to learn these shapes. You have a 1 here. That 1 is based off of your larger D major 5th string rooted bar chord. All of these triads are just smaller parts of your larger cage shape. So you have a larger cage shape, and those larger cage shapes are basically triads that are stacked on top of each other. So you have a 1 here, you have your 4 here. That 4 is part of this C major cage shape. That 4, and then your 5 is always a whole step away from your 4. So it's the same shape, same chord shape, but it's not your 5. I haven't talked about what chords we're playing here. So we're playing a D is our 1, our 4 is a G, and our 5 is an A. We're going to talk about these as numbers because it helps me move everything around the neck when I start thinking of it as numbers. Because then if I change keys, all of these shapes are still the same. And now if I can just find my home base and I can find my 1, I have my 1, 4, 5. If I change keys and I changed it down to E, it'd still be 1, 4, 5. It's just now in a different key. That's why I like to think of it as 1, 4, 5 instead of D, G, and A, but it is a D, G, and an A chord. And that's if you're going to go up the neck. If you're going to go down the neck towards the headstock, still don't know why they call it down. Like, I get it. Your notes are getting lower, so you're going down the neck. But, look, if you look at a guitar, it's typically standing upright. Headstock is up. But anyways, that's how we do it. If you have your 1, you have a 5 right next to it. That 5 is part of this larger A shape. Then you have a G a whole step away, part of that larger G bar chord. Super cool. Another thing, it just keeps repeating. It keeps going. So if you have a 1, 5, 4, 1. If you're going that way, it's always 1, 5, 4. If you're going up the neck, it's always going to be 1, 4, 5. So it'd be 1, 4, 5, 1, 4, 5, 1, 4, 5, 1. just keeps repeating. This is super cool, super helpful. You can basically be playing in one position. You could be playing along, you could be soloing, trying to use triads, or you could just be playing rhythm guitar with your triads. Then you can move to another part of the neck, start playing different voicings of them. Same chords, just different voicings. So it's super cool to be able to do this. I want to just change keys quick, show you if you started on this A, and we're going to do the key A. So if you started in this A shape, and you're going to go up the neck, you have 1, 4, 5, 1 again. You could do it on the G, B, and high E string too. This is going to help you find your triads all over the neck. And these are just the major triads. I'm going to do another lesson on the minor triads. They basically follow the same shape. Super cool thing that you can learn, figure out, play with, find a 1, 4, 5 chord progression, play with one on your own, or go play over like a blues or something and just get it under your fingers, right? And start messing around with it, try and find these. But just remember that if you have a 1, you go up the neck, it's 1, 4, 5. If you go back down the neck, it's 1, 5, 4. Super cool, super fun to play around with this. Definitely something that helps open up the fretboard to you. If you found this lesson helpful, please hit subscribe. I'd appreciate it. Thanks for watching. I'll talk to you soon.